Greetings everyone, welcome back to Blade Bias. I found something scarier than the spider knife, and it's the fact that I picked up the UFO just now, and I actually was able to flip it pretty competently. Wow, hate that. Anyway, let's talk about why the UFO isn't my least favorite ballad song of all time, which sounds crazy. And yeah, whole idea for this video came up when I was thinking I was going to actually put my spider knife back in the drawer from whence it came, and I looked at my collection and I saw this thing poking out, the UFO. You remember when Flytanium made a plastic and metal bladed thing and then sold it to people who had a card that they gave it at Blade Show, and it was free if you only had to pay shipping? That's what I did. I paid shipping and I got this thing for free, and now they sell it for like, I don't know, 20 bucks. Do they even still sell this? I have no idea. The UFO is just such an interesting ballad song. It was a ballad song that I made a video on unboxing. It blew up in a couple of weeks and then got age restricted. This got age restricted. So thanks, YouTube. And that video, despite its age restriction, remains one of my most popular videos ever for some reason. It was a very strange thing. But picking up the UFO, I started to think, is this really better than the spider knife? Because I ended the Halloween video by saying that the spider knife is basically the worst knife that I own, period. And I can't believe I'm saying this, but yeah, I think the UFO is actually better than the spider knife. Sure, the UFO can't fan, but I find that the UFO can actually do a lot of things that Funchucks can do. Funchucks being the Hybel bladeless ballad song that he released at Blade Show and has now been kind of not copied, but recreated through things like the Vulp 360. And it wasn't the Funchucks weren't the origin of this. I know things like the Ballychucks existed. I know there have been bladeless ballad songs before, but I think the Funchucks are what really kind of made it a popular form of ballad song. And now with the Vulp 360, it's become an even more widespread, wow, that was loud, an even more widespread and well-known form of ballad song, that being a ballad song without a blade. And can you even call it a ballad song? Probably not. I mean, I get it. There's probably a good reason to not call it a ballad song, but the benefit of it is that you can literally do it anywhere. I mean, I can't really think of too many people who would have a problem with you swinging around two handles. There's nothing knife-like about that. There's, with a trainer, you can, in a lot of different places, you can still get in trouble for carrying a trainer around because it's still knife-like. But two handles, I genuinely struggle to think of a place where you would be questioned for that. Maybe I'm completely wrong. I don't know. Maybe you have Funchucks or Funchuck-like ballad song, and you've been given crap over it by someone. Let me know. I don't know. But I've always liked Funchucks because they seem like the thing that is just like truly you can do ballad song tricks anywhere you want. And I say ballad song tricks because you can do ballad song tricks anywhere you want. If you want to do any like more handle bias tricks, rollovers, stuff like that, the Funchuck Vault 360 style of ballad song will work. You can do rollovers. You can do pretty much rollovers, and that's mostly what they're good for, but they're still fun. I mean, I'm not going to go out of my way to have a whole collection of them, but I still like the idea of it. It's still like a fun new challenge to try and flip them. And then, this is where the Halloween horror came in. I realized that the UFO is just a better version of Funchucks. And I hate that. I hate that so much. Because I hate the UFO. But then I realized that it's just like Funchucks. It's just like the Vulp 360, except I can chaplain it. kind of. I mean, chaplain is a relative term, but if you try and do that on a bladeless balisong, you're not going to be able to. I can chaplain this. I can do my normal whip rollover based combo. Hold on. I can do a rollo, mostly my typical combo on the UFO, and I can't do that on your typical bladeless balisong. So no. I am just so very pained to admit that the UFO is still better than the spider knife. It can't fan, and fanning is one of my favorite things to do on a balisong, but as long as you don't want to fan, this thing can really do a lot of other things that you might not even be able to do on a bladeless balisong. And there's a chance it might be just as harmless as a bladeless balisong. I struggle to think of a way someone could look at this and have like a genuine problem with it. Maybe the UFO is goated. No, I'm not willing to admit that. I'm not willing to admit that the UFO might be good, but I am willing to admit that the UFO is better than the spider knife and might even be better than a lot of bladeless balisongs. I mean, look, the ability just to do like 1 or 2 rotations of a chaplain already introduces so many different tricks that you would not be able to do on any other bladeless balisong. I can do... Okay, maybe I can't do, but you can do like a giraffe on this thing. I'm kind of scared by this. I think this should have been the Halloween video. The fact that I'm flipping the UFO for longer than 10 seconds in 2025 and like not completely hating it. I don't know. I'm not ready to die on a hill for this thing yet. I'm not ready to say that this thing is good. But man, is this like a credible alternative to a bladeless balisong? Not to a balisong. This, I'm still not... If you're not going to call a bladeless balisong a balisong, this isn't a balisong either. Not even close. You can't do half of the tricks that you can typically do on a balisong. But as an alternative for someone who just wants like a bladeless balisong, I don't know, there's just enough blade to do 1 or 2 rotations of a chaplain, and that just opens up so many more tricks. Although maybe the absence of the blade... I guess this is how you look at it. The absence of the blade also opens up more opportunities for tricks, but the UFO allows you to do more conventional things. More conventional style flipping, more conventional tricks than you would be able to do on a bladeless balisong. Because on a bladeless balisong, you kind of have to learn how to flip in a new way. But on this thing, you kind of just got to stop fans, and otherwise it's pretty good. Anyway, all of that to say, I still think the UFO is kind of dumb. I still don't like it. But the fact that I even flipped it for that long is pretty scary in and of itself. I'm going to go now. I'm going to go wash my hands. Ooh. Thanks for watching.